All right, aloha. Just as I did this, a plane is coming over. Ain't nobody jumped on yet anyway. Let me let this plane pass over. Let's see who it is. Can't tell, it's too bright out here. All right, let me get up here. Chris, what's going on, brother? Congratulations on finally getting your helicopter pilot license. That is totally awesome, man. So excited for you. Michael, welcome. What's everybody up to today? What's everybody got going on this weekend? Well, based on the title of this this post, you may or may not share. We're gonna see here. What's going on, Michael? How you doing? What's up, man? Hey, so I want to get this going. I got to get going. Kevin, what's going on, man? How you doing? Good to see you. So the question is, and I have this conversation once in a while with people I know and love, and the question is, do you share your dreams, goals, and plans and all that good stuff with other people, or do you keep them to yourself? And you know, I have my own thought process on it based on my experience, but I got a couple stories to share with you as well. So I watch a lot of TED Talks. I either watch the videos or I listen to the podcast. They have a TED Talk podcast. Excellent stuff. And yesterday I was watching one, and it was this lady talking about her daughter. She was talking about another young lady and her mom. And the young lady, she's in school. She has a speech impediment. She has a hard time comprehending some words, but she's super, super smart. And she does really well in school as long as she doesn't have to talk. She can communicate well when listening, but in writing she can communicate well. But she's having a hard time at school recently. Her grades have started to drop. She's getting teased at school, bullying. Kevin, I'm going to be sharing some anti-bullying messages and stuff like that on my podcast at Men of Abundance. I'm looking forward to doing that. But the mom has been at her wit's end with this, and she hasn't figured out what to do to help her daughter. And she has a lot of people around her, but she has not been able to figure it out. And then one day, one of the ladies that she was talking to, she always talks to on a regular basis. One day she just asked her the simple question, "How are you?" And the mom just broke down crying. She couldn't control it. She was fed up. She was done. She couldn't hold it in anymore. And she wasn't sharing this information. She wasn't sharing her feelings. She wasn't sharing the concern she had for her daughter. She wasn't sharing any of this with anybody. And as soon as she shared with this one lady who said, "How are you doing?" She just broke down and started crying. Well, that lady just happened to be the person that she needed to talk to, because she put her in contact with other people who could help her and did help her. There's another story that I recently, if you ever seen it, have any of you seen the movie Founder yet with Michael Keaton? The story about McDonald's and Ray Kroc. Very interesting story. It definitely put Ray Kroc in a different light, that's for sure. But there's a part in that movie, and I've always heard this from Ray on his videos. I never met him personally, but on his videos and in the books and all this stuff, he always asked college students, or he'd ask a group of people, "What business am I in?" And they would say, "Well, you're in the hamburger business, or you're in the restaurant business." And he would say, "No, I'm in the real estate business." And I thought I understood that until I saw that movie. But the fact of the matter is, I really didn't. I knew he was in the real estate business in that he had prime real estate. He had McDonald's on every single corner, but that's not what it meant. And the reason why I bring that up is because Ray wasn't sharing some of his concerns that he had. One with his wife. He wasn't sharing with he had no business partners at the time. He was sharing it with his banker. He was sharing his frustrations with his banker, or with Mac and Dick and Mac McDonald, the actual owners of the original McDonald's. And while he's sharing his frustrations with his banker, another guy, Harry, was sitting a couple seats over and heard what was going on. And long story short, because of that, overhearing it, and hearing what Ray's frustrations were, Harry was able to help him. Because in the beginning, Ray Kroc got the short end of the deal when he started the franchising of McDonald's. My point is this: every time I've shared certain information, big plans, something that I was struggling with, every time I've shared that information with somebody else, I've had the opportunity present itself, other opportunities present itself, other thought processes, help, people that I needed to talk to. When I put that out to the universe, when I said it to other people, shared it in certain groups. Now, I'm not talking about going blurting everything around what you're going to do, what your plans are on social media, or just tell random people on the street. But I think there's a service there if you're sharing what you plan on doing with other people. Now, the opposite of that and the argument to that is, well, if you share your plans, goals, and dreams, there are haters out there. There are people that are going to have ill thoughts against you because they see how well you're doing, or they see that you have a plan, and they're going to try to sabotage you, or even their negative thoughts are going to somehow cause a problem with you and your plans, right? Let me change arms here. I need to get another selfie stick. Anyway, so the other side of that is that if you share your thoughts and dreams and goals, there's haters out there that will send negative vibes your way. And I do believe in positive and negative vibes, but you know what? I can't worry about that all the time. If I always worried about the haters out there, I wouldn't move forward at all. And the same is true for so many other people. So many of you have amazing ideas sitting in your head that you don't want to share with anybody else because you're afraid that they're going to take your idea and run with it. And if you think that way, chances are it's probably true. But if you think the opposite, and you think, well, I'm going to share this with certain people that I think may be able to assist me, and maybe I'll be able to get this off the ground, or maybe I'll be able to, it'll help another group of people, another community. Don't worry about somebody else doing something and taking credit. As long as the end goal is met, that you're helping a community. That's my thought process in a way. That's the abundance mindset working for you right there, right? So, you know, you can hold that in, or you can take it to the grave. There are some of our best ideas ever thought of are in your local gravesite. They went to the grave because people were afraid to act on their ideas and dreams, or share their ideas and dreams with somebody else who could possibly help them make those plans and dreams a reality. So just food for thought on this Pay It Forward Aloha Friday. You're going to be able to hear this on the podcast later on today, because I will repurpose this, put it on the podcast at menofabundance.com. And I want to share something with you really quick coming up. Well, this week, if you didn't know, was Side Hustle Week. And I talked to 3 amazing people. I talked to one guy, Chris Gillibo, who traveled to every single country in the world. Every single country. Even went back to pick up another country that was created 10 years ago. I talked to Peter Awad, who is the Slow Hustler. He's got the Slow Hustle podcast. And Nick Loper, who's got the Side Hustle show with Side Hustle Nation. Excellent stuff. And I just had so much fun with that. But coming up, with all this crap we have going on with all these white supremacists and racists and all this crap, I recently talked to a former skinhead, a former Nazi, neo-Nazi here in the United States, and he was indoctrinated when he was 16. We had an amazing conversation. That episode is going to be posting really soon. I'm going to actually bring that forth and post it sooner than it's supposed to be, just because of the crap that we have going on here in the United States. It's always been there, but more recent stuff. I think people need to hear that conversation. All right, guys, I truly appreciate you jumping on. Travis, I see you. John, welcome. Aloha. You guys have an amazing weekend. And share some comments down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about this subject. Aloha.